St. George Island is a beautiful strip of white beach just below Carabel and Tallahassee, Florida, with one bridge from the mainland to the west end of the island. On the east end of the island, there is a Florida State Park that's hard to find availability with only 60 sites, so it's a fairly small park. We take a month-long trip every June, so this year I was able to include St. George Island in this trip since we were going to tour the springs in Florida and a few other campgrounds like from Ocala north. So I was able to include St. George Island. We were there 7 nights. Once on the island, you have about a 5-mile drive to the park and then another 4 to 5 mile drive to the campground itself. There's not a lot on the island as far as stores go, so whatever you need camping, take it with you. But there are a couple of grocery stores, one of them a Piggly Wiggly. They've got the market cornered, so they do a big business. We were glad to find the Piggly Wiggly because I've always heard there was no place to shop on the island. There's a few restaurants and there's one store that we really enjoyed, appreciated, and the people are real nice that own it. It's an outfitter. It's called Island Outfitter. They've got some nice lines of merchandise inside the store in the way of clothing. They rent kayaks, canoes. They're a real nice outfitter. So we used them for fishing gear because Lincoln was going to be surf fishing, and he needed several things, and they gave him a chart of when the best times to fish were, and they rigged him up with something that we've never seen before to fish for pompano. It looked like chewing gum, but it was little strips of something. I don't know what it was, but it worked. Every time Lincoln went fishing with that, he caught pompano. There are a lot of rental houses on the island and lots of pretty white beach. I've got a little aerial footage of the downtown area coming up, so I won't narrate that. I'll just let you look at it. the rest of this blog is on the end of the island where the state park is, the campground. The campground is just pristine. It's beautiful. The beaches are beautiful. The campground is just immaculate. It's beautiful also. It's clean. It's well maintained. The bathhouses and everything are well maintained. There's nothing negative to say about the island campground, about the state park campground, except for one thing. We were just plagued by chiggers, mosquitoes, and biting flies. And that right there is enough to make me say that I'm not going back to this campground, no matter how nice, no matter how beautiful it is. It just ruins the trip when you have to deal with insects like that. I don't know if they can do anything about it or not. I just know that it's hard to handle. It more or less spoils your trip. But we did have a good time, and Lincoln really enjoyed the beach and the fishing, and he caught fish every day. He caught pompano and whiting, and other men that were fishing on the surf near him told him that the pompano he was catching were as big as you ever see, and that the same thing for the whiting. He was told that whiting was as big as they get. So Lincoln had a good time fishing. He caught fish every day that he fished. And like I said earlier, the Island Outfitter helped him out a lot as far as when to fish and what to use for bait. Once you enter the campground, there must be 6 or 7 miles of actual road, but road with very little traffic on it, because the only people you meet on that road are going to be people that are camping or using it for a day use type trip to the beach. But there's not a lot of traffic on that road, so it's fairly safe as far as bike riding. When you get to the end of that road, there's another long stretch of the island with no road, just paths that you can hike all the way to the end of the island. They say that Hurricane Michael a few years ago did a lot of damage to the island, and that to the state park and to the island, and that parts of the state park are still closed down from that. We spent most all of our time on the beach. We picked up a lot of shells. The beach is just covered with shells. And of course Lincoln fished a lot. We cooked the fish that he caught two of the nights we were there. And the other fish that he caught, he released back into the ocean. Lincoln has really become a good fisherman. As far as skim boarding, which Lincoln was looking forward to, the island is not good for that. Something about the beach, the shape of the beach, the way the water drops off so fast. There's not much shallow water to skim the board across. So Lincoln didn't do any skimboarding there. But he definitely rode that one wheel a lot. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the blog. This blog was on St. George Island. In our trip in June of 2022, we went to St. George Island. We went to the Swanee River, to the Swanee River Rendezvous RV Resort, went to Crystal River, to Crystal Isles RV Resort. We went to a trailhead campground called Santos Trailhead for Lincoln to do some mountain bike riding. We went to Silver Springs State Park Campground, and then we headed home and stopped at East Bank Corps of Engineering Campground near Bainbridge, Georgia. That's where Lincoln caught an alligator. Anyway, all of these blogs will be on the website at rvdestinations.blog. So I hope you enjoyed this blog, but I'd like for you to check out the other blogs on the website, rvdestinations.blog. Once you get to the website, rvdestinations.blog, be sure and subscribe to the blog. That helps us a lot, and we'd appreciate it. Thanks again for watching.